Hello and welcome to the channel. Be sure to share, like, and comment down below. And if you're new here, hit that subscribe button for daily videos on news and politics. Schumer learns how the rest of us feel when illegals invade his neighborhood. Senator Chuck Schumer has been one of the most passionate advocates for illegal aliens, even shutting down the government in an ill-starred gambit to get the Obama-era Deferred Action for Childhood Arrivals program reinstated. Now, that you may have heard did not work out so well for Mr. Schumer and cohorts. Now that after capitulating with literally nothing to show for the shutdown, Schumer is feeling the wrath of the same people he tried to help. According to the Associated Press, roughly 75 DACA participants and their supporters decided to show up outside Schumer's house in the Tony Park Slope neighborhood of Brooklyn in New York City on Tuesday, saying that he ought to have kept the government closed long enough to get legal status for hundreds of thousands of illegal immigrants and without offering any concessions to border security. Slogans on the place cards read, "Clean Dream Act now, melt ICE, and no, not one more deportation." And of course, it says, "We are in the fight." Now it says, and the chants from the crowd made it clear that at least some dreamers, illegal aliens brought to the country as children by their equally illegal parents, were among the crowd that had invaded the senator's neighborhood. They were chanting, "If Chuck won't let us dream," they repeated, "we won't let him sleep." So let's take a look. We'll take a listen in on that actual chant here real quick. Alright, so there you have it. That was what they were chanting outside of Chuck Schumer's home. Now the article goes on to say that activists wanted them to fight harder for legislation to protect from deportation the 700,000 or so younger immigrants known as dreamers who were brought to the U.S. as children and are now here illegally, the AP reported. It says, "We sent him to Washington to defend our democratic values, and he sold out," said Rebecca Coyle, 43, of Brooklyn. "I think it's cute that someone thinks that being able to get your way on immigration despite the fact that your party of choice controls neither the House nor Senate nor White House represents democratic values, but we must remember this is Brooklyn, home to more barricades and failed comedy troops per square mile than anywhere in the United States. I oughtn't judge the reality challenge from this sample size so harshly." Meanwhile, 36-year-old New York resident Ollie Garvey told the AP her father was deported 35 years ago, which of course has nothing to do with Trump and or Schumer, and nothing to do with the fact that her father broke the law. The healing doesn't happen overnight, and there are a lot of politicians who are going to have to answer for what they did, Garvey said, but apparently not Garvey's father. Miss Garvey is apparently a therapist. I'd be curious to ask her whether one can perform Freudian protection at the implied behest of a third party. Earlier in the day, the Senate Minority Leader tried to explain why the idea had failed to MSNBC's Rachel Maddow, inadvertently adumbrating just how bad of an idea it was in the first place. He said, "Look, we've advanced the cause," Schumer said. "According to the Blaze, what people have to understand, and I think most people do, most of the Democrats on Capitol Hill perfectly understand, we don't have the levers of power. We have a Republican president, a Republican Senate, and a Republican House. All three are the most anti-immigration that there is." He says that so we have to be smart and thoughtful and careful about how we advance the cause, he added. In other words, they advanced the cause by pointing out to the conservatives that they were more willing to shut down the government and ensure military families didn't get paid than negotiate with the Republicans over illegal immigration, and by pointing out to those who support illegal immigration that they were willing to cave like a North Korean nuclear test once it became apparent nobody was stupid enough to actually give in to their demands. Also, if that's not cause advancement, I don't know what is. Get some Ambien and keep them in a safe place. Chuck, if that's seriously your outlook on this fiasco, you're likely to need them again sometime soon.